by once we're out the door. Leave your message here on the telephone, cause we've no idea when we're coming home. Any place we wander to, any season we go through, I'll be fine as long as I'm with you. Heaven knows, running round the world.
Well, good afternoon. And, welcome back. We're back. We're back after we had a little break last week. I think David Gale is back. His computer went on strike there for a moment, but he's back. There he is.
Did both of our computers go down at the same time?
Yeah, I lost internet connection. I didn't know what I was doing with my life.
So you know what? I have a theory about something.
You have the beard for a theory. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've got this theory that because for a long time and still to this day, I think it's years since I've heard of anybody disappearing in the Bermuda Triangle. Have you thought about that?
It's funny you say that because it on some feeds a while ago. You don't hear about it anymore. People are just passing on through the. See, now I'm out. The video's not working. Oh, there we go.
You were kind of cutting out
the Bermuda Triangle.
This is what I'm talking about, though. You started talking about it. I was thinking about it. We now know what's happened to the Bermuda Triangle or that phenomenon.
Yeah, it's
all here on our show.
The show, nobody knows this, but the show is going to become a conspiracy-laden fiesta now. That's all we're going to talk about. Is just not like conspiracy theories that don't even have any just thoughts, just because we're mildly inconvenienced. Have you noticed that too? We're like some high level piece of technology that requires an unbelievable amount of infrastructure to work in perfect harmony that works 99.9% of the time. It glitches and we're like, they're out there. Like clearly the aliens don't want us to check Facebook. It's amazing how quickly that happens too, right?
Now, do we have anybody in town that we can bring on the show that would be really good at making like tinfoil hats for us? Because I think I want a nice one. I don't want the regular ones you see. Like I want a stylish tinfoil hat. That's what I want.
Have you ever played .com, not com?
No, I have not.
So when someone says something like stylish tinfoil hat, you put down money and you say .com or not com. So in other words, is stylishtinfoilhat.com a website?
That's a .com. That's a .com.
I feel like it has to be a .com.
I think we need another opinion on this though. Yeah, Jordan,
let's force Jordan into this.
Stylish tinfoil hat. Is that a .com or a .com? What is that?
.com.
Absolutely, it's a .com.
I agree.
See?
I think it has to be.
There's big money in that.
There's
big money in that. See,
if you're gonna go out in the world and not want your thoughts being read, you want to look good. I don't see why you shouldn't look good while that's happening.
Absolutely.
And if it's not,
is this a segue?
No, I don't think so. I was thinking, where am I going with this? I have no idea, but
because we do have a sponsor that makes us look good. I don't know if they have anything to do with tinfoil hats, though.
I'm going to try to distance myself from mentioning our sponsors and tinfoil hats in the same sentence.
Amanda, not calm, she says. I don't think so. She's wrong. She's wrong.
Now, you know what is not a conspiracy at all? Father's Day is not
Father's
a conspiracy.
Day. That's right.
It's coming. And Jordan is here.
Now, is this your? I'm sorry, Alec. Is this your way of getting out of the country karaoke here that we were told we were supposed to sing?
No, not at all. No. I'm not saying. I've already said I've retired from singing. If you didn't catch it, it's too bad. It's over.
No, I didn't catch that actually. No, I don't think that's true.
You did. You were there. You were there in the audience. It was back in January.
Really? Oh,
and
okay.
I sang. I had a tinfoil hat on and I sang. And we're not going to do it again.
Okay.
I'm not singing either, so don't look at me.
No, you don't have to sing. Don't worry about that.
Smart to distance yourself from all of that. It's good to be back in the air. We had a little break last week, and we have some great guests obviously happening right now and coming up on the show. And we're going to be talking about Father's Day a little bit here because that's on Sunday, which I kind of forgot until this morning. So thanks, Dave, for reminding me.
No problem.
Because I totally forgot it was
no problem.
It still feels like April. According to me, it's April.
Okay.
On my calendar, but it's not. It's mid-June. But it's not only Father's Day. What is happening at the museum that we can? Something popped. Oh, there it is. It's just covering. There's that.
We're just
Bermuda Triangle is back.
Here.
Bermuda Triangle is back. So coming up for Father's Day, what do we have happening on Father's Day at the museum?
Well, we've got a classic car show happening this Father's Day. It's our second annual one. We did it last year as well. It was a big hit with the community. Everybody loved it. So we're back again.
Nice.
Registration opens at 9 and it's free. So if you know anybody with a classic car, if you got one yourself, bring it on out. We'd love to see it.
Okay. So there's still you can still register. If you haven't, there's still room, I guess, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
We're registering everybody the morning of. So 9 a.m. it opens up and there's no cost.
Do you know what Jordan's got that's very, very special? Check that. She's got her own ticker.
Oh, look at that.
She's got her own ticker on the bottom of the screen. Doesn't that make you feel special, Jordan? Don't you feel like a superstar?
I'm on the news.
You feel like you're on the news. Yeah. You feel like this is legit.
Yeah.
Like we wouldn't actually have technical issues at the beginning of the show or anything like that.
Nobody would know.
Father's Day Classic Car Show, Sunday, June 16th, 2024, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
We're having a pancake breakfast as well. That starts at 10.
Pancake breakfast?
Hosting it, so come out and support them. And then go over to the social center at noon. And they're having beef on a bun as well.
What?
So you can just eat your way through the whole thing. This is amazing.
You can, yep. And our volunteers will be here with coffee and cookies from 11 till 2 as well. So
holy smokes. We came last year. It was awesome. It was a lot of fun. It was really, really cool. And the weather
prizes this year as well.
So prizes for most pancakes eaten, biggest beef on a bun, or for cars?
We've got 2 free door prizes, just like free entry. And then our other prize is for the people's choice. So everybody's favorite car, you'll get to vote on which car is your favorite. Nice. And whoever wins gets to get a prize. So
where are these cars supplied? Like, where do they come from?
Well, this is hosted by the Porcupine Hills Classic Cruisers.
Okay, so that's so all the people that are part of that group, then that club, bring their cars. Okay, and do you know how
they've been working with a couple other local clubs as well in Southern Alberta, and I think they're going to be bringing their cars out too. So it should be a good turnout as long as the weather sticks.
Is there any drifting that happens during this time as well?
No,
there's no drifting.
Well, hold on, that's not entirely true.
What?
Because there's no drifting at the museum.
Not at the museum. But I did almost fall over last year. I tripped and I did kind of drift into the grass from the pavement, but it wasn't a car.
So there's that kind of drifting that could exist. I thought Megan McLung, she's supposed to be on the show. Oh, she's here. She's here. I thought she was a drifter. I thought she was going to be drifting.
No,
Megan, you're not a drifter?
No,
I'll tell you what.
Jason Toon got me in one of those drift things one time. I was having a bad weekend and he's like, I think you need to relieve some stress. Come out and see me. And honestly, I thought I was going to have a heart attack. I'm not joking. My heart was racing so fast and he had no mercy on me at all. He just threw me in there. And I think he's legit thought maybe if my heart stopped, then my stress level would go down for a little bit and that would help. But honestly, yeah. Anyways, no drifting for me.
Really? I didn't know you were I went in one of those cars last year and I was sitting with the driver in the Drift Familia car and we're chatting. And then it comes our turn. I thought he would say are you ready? Or I'm going to gun it or hang on. I was mid-sentence and we went from 0 to 60 and my head hit the back.
What did it look like? Let's do impressions of you in a drift car.
It was quite awesome.
Can we add another guest to the live today?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Just by happens, my friend Jason Toon's sitting right here.
Jason
friend who took me in the drift car to kill me is right here. We're talking about the drift car. Oh, yeah. Is there anything happening this weekend at the drift car?
Yep, Saturday.
Saturday. You can go drifting Saturday. Yep. Or go watch it.
Come on out Saturday. We have a bunch
does Jason want to do an impression of what it looks like when passengers are in the car drifting?
No, but
I can. It's like
that. Yeah, like that.
Oh,
mine. Yeah, exactly. Like. Mine was like this.
Oh, Dave has some incredible footage getting in the drift car because he's tall
That's what
And he's
mine
got
was.
a helmet. He looked like a little kid, kind of. Like, you know when you see a little kid on a ride for the first time? And they're all excited, and then the ride starts, and they're like, I don't want to do this anymore. That was Dave.
No, I want him. Stop.
And it's so much concern. So much concern. So it's an all-car weekend then, Megan. You can go watch some drifting on Saturday, and then go over on Sunday to the museum and eat pancakes, and then immediately stuff yourself with beef on a bun. And look at all the
That's more
classic
my
cars.
pace. It's like slow and
Like parked.
low. Slow and low. Parked, even better.
Parked.
Just look at it, touch it, enjoy it.
I wonder if there's an angle there to market this as like the undrift, like the anti-drift. It's the opposite.
The anti-drift club.
The cars aren't going
The
anywhere.
cars just sit there.
The cars aren't moving. So I have a question for Jordan. If a car showed up that's clear, like, how do you define a classic car? Like, is there times where you're like, that's just beat up. That's not a classic car.
You just look at it. That's easy.
Yeah, I mean, there are some, it's beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? But I'm not in charge of registration, so as far as I know, everybody is welcome.
Okay, I'm going to see what I can sneak in. I'm going to see if I can sneak the minivan.
The minivan.
I'll drift in. I'll drift in and see how everyone feels about it.
Sorry, something just caught my attention. Megan,
Yes.
You're at UF? You're at UF?
I'm at
Where's
UF.
UF?
I'm at us.
What is UF?
Hold on. It's UFA.
UFA.
Oh, there you go.
Sorry. UFA, not UF.
UFA. I'm at UFA because there's a free barbecue here today. So
What? There's more food this week?
yes, let me tell you a little bit about it. Hold on. I'm going to take my earbuds in so I can talk to this gentleman here.
Who's this gentleman?
Will you tell us?
Who's this?
Who's the manager? Are you the manager?
I'm the manager.
He's the manager
Whoops.
of UFA.
I pushed the wrong button.
Oh, he's the
There we
manager of
go.
UFA, and he's working really hard. I mean, they're giving really good smokies. They're like the good ones.
Those
They're
are the good
thick
ones. Those are the proper
And so-
smokies.
He's here working the grill, but you guys are here till what time?
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock,
Okay.
2 o'clock. She's shaking her head. 1 o'clock.
Nobody can agree.
Till they run
He
out.
wants to be
Till
there
they
till
run out.
3.
That's what.
Somebody else-
Time they're here
No,
till.
no freaking way. I'm here till 3 o'clock.
There's a lot of people here.
They're there till
Watermelon,
they run out.
And they have cookies, and they have some potato salad. So you're gonna want to come down and check it out. And it's for what?
For Farmer's Day.
It's for Farmers Day. We love our farmers. So they're celebrating at UFA, saying thanks to all the farmers. So come down quickly,
Yeah.
and
Well,
get your
supplies last.
while supplies last, and come get some food. So that's why
Okay.
I'm here at
Okay.
UFA.
Well, that's fantastic. Wow. That's
Nice.
really cool. Well, thank you very much. And this is like I know that Megan's been on before, but this is almost like this is a debut of Megan's live on location.
Yeah.
Live on
So-
location.
She's doing an LOL today. So yeah.
Yeah.
So that's we haven't had a live on location for quite some time. So Megan, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
It's a good
Thanks
it's a
for
good
having
segment. So I go and have some hot dogs now. I know you're kind of probably waiting. You're like, I'm gonna get off the air
Well,
and go have
yeah.
your standard 4 smokies.
I'm kind of looking and seeing. I want one of those before, and there's more people coming. So I'm gonna leave you guys to go
Okay.
chat more about what's happening, and I'm gonna go eat myself some food
Go have
because I'm
some
not
food.
sure there's gonna be much left. So
Okay.
I gotta go get one, for all my kids that I promised that I would bring hot dogs to too. So I'm gonna look like the lady
Right.
walking out with 7 hot dogs. They're not for me. They're not
Do
for me.
they
They're
ship
for everyone.
do they ship them to Nanton? Will they ship the
Oh,
smokies and stuff to Nanton?
I don't know. We can skip the dishes. Will you? Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Check.
about to the museum?
To the museum?
That's closer. I might be able to bring a museum one.
Nice.
Well, that's selfish of you, Jordan. I was wanting to eat, but okay.
it's opportunistic. It's economics, man. It's smart.
All Jordan thinks about is herself. Okay.
Good for you, Jordan. You should think about yourself. We put
Yeah.
you on
Okay.
last minute. You deserve a hot dog.
That's
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
enough. That's enough live on location for today. Have a good one, Megan. You go enjoy yourself.
Thanks, Megan.
Bye.
We'll see you later. There she
I
goes.
don't know if I like live on location anymore.
Well, it's because you're not getting food out of it.
That's exactly. I'm not getting food out of this. just
So
teasing me with this deliciousness and then just disappear.
when the
What's
show's
going
done,
on?
drive down. You'll be fine. You can still get a hot dog.
Okay.
You'll get the
Okay,
last.
sure.
We'll save you one. We'll save you one.
Sure.
So, Jordan, I wanted to ask you. So we've talked about obviously the car show coming up, but just bigger picture. You've been at the museum. How long have you been at the museum for?
4 years.
Really?
4 years.
So, what is your position?
Started when you were like 11?
She started when she was 11.
Oh my God.
And what is your position at the museum?
I am the visitor information lead.
Okay. And so, do you get to kind of see when new stuff comes in, or do you have any involvement in when there's like new donations that are brought in or new things are brought in for exhibits?
Yeah,
Do you kind of get
absolutely.
to a look at that stuff? What's that
Yeah.
like? I just thought you could maybe talk about what that's like to see this stuff come in the door.
Yeah, I love it because honestly, you never know what people are going to bring in. We get everything, and we get donations very frequently just from people in the community who find out about the museum and they're like, "Oh, hey, like, do you guys want this?" And it's lots of times it's something that we've never seen. Like it could be something from businesses that shut down in Claresholm a long time ago, and we get to kind of help keep that little piece of history alive, which I think is so cool.
That is cool, because you get to preserve it, right, and put it
Yeah.
within a collection or put it somewhere within the museum that it makes sense where people can come and enjoy it and see it. And so, what are some things that you could think of semi recently that have come in that maybe you've not expected, or things where you're like, oh, that's really interesting?
Well, we actually got Gwendolyn Toon's doll collection, and we opened up an exhibit specifically of the dolls in December. And
Wow.
that's actually my great aunt. So I got to work on that exhibit and
Really?
build that, and that was super cool because I had a personal connection to it. So that
No
was
kidding.
a really surreal experience for me.
Did you know that collection was coming in at some point, or were you sort of finding out on the job, as it were?
I was kind of finding out, like through Bill, and he was in discussions with some of the family about like what they wanted to do with it. And then he was like, "What would you think if we brought that in and you could help us like build the exhibit about it?" And I was like,
Wow.
"Yeah, I'd love to do that." So that was a really cool experience.
And so you obviously you knew she was your great aunt before this. This wasn't like one of these situations
Yeah.
where, okay, you didn't discover this.
This
process.
long lost great aunt that she didn't know existed.
That's right. And is there anything that that you're hoping shows up, or that you know?
Oh, I didn't get the
photo-
last half of that.
Oh, you're back. You froze. There you go. You're back.
What was that? I didn't get most of that.
Oh, you can't even hear me. I think Alec has fallen into the Bermuda Triangle again.
I think so.
Yeah. So we'll just give it a second. Now, Alec, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Yes.
Okay. So you're a little out of sync, but that's okay. Why don't you ask that question again? I think you're good now.
I'll try to do it in sync. Oh, I can see I'm out of sync. That's weird. What I was asking was, is there anything that you would like to see more of in terms of a collection or items or types of things that you would like more of in the museum?
Not so much types of things that we'd like to have in the museum, but we would like to have more local people come to the museum. Because I think a lot of people in Claresholm don't really know about the museum. And if they do, then they think it's the old train station. They don't know about like the exhibit hall, which
Yeah.
is 8,000 square feet of
Yeah.
everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, and when we have kids come on school tours, they go home when they tell their parents about it, and their parents are like, "Oh, wow, like, I didn't know that was so big, and you had so much to tell us about it." So we'd
The
love to
exhibit
have more
hall,
local
it's
people here.
it's really cool in there. Like, and it is deceiving because from the outside you think, oh, it's just another building, and you come in and it's really well laid out. There's a lot to see. It's very, very full in there, and it's fun to walk through it and take a look at it. I guess the other question is, if Dave were to show up, is it advisable for him to keep his ticket so he can get out again? Because I just feel like Dave coming in might look like he's part of the exhibit with that beard. Like, it might confuse people, like he's, because he does
You
have
think,
like a,
you think I'm actually part of the museum?
yeah, like you could be.
I could be.
You
Yeah, absolutely. I could be.
You have, I think men back in those days had big beards, and
Yeah.
they were, and
But yeah,
and
we've got
Nanton
tons
radio
of
hats.
costumes. We could get you all set up. Totally.
Okay. And so I'm going to stand on a podium of some sort and be behind some glass, or
Well, you'd
Yeah,
have
we'll
to
put you
you'd
in
have to come
the-
down off the pedestal you're already on, Dave, to come as down.
Yeah.
Silly.
So, jeez.
So silly.
So I just am trying to figure some stuff out here while I'm doing this. I apologize. I think I coughed
No,
on
no.
the microphone earlier. I was supposed to
That's
push
okay.
the mute button there at the same
Does
time.
happen.
So
What-
as
what
long as
strikes
I'm
me
just
about-
saying, as
Go
long
ahead.
as I get the hamburgers and the smokies and stuff
Mhm.
while I'm in there in the exhibit, then I'm okay to do it.
Okay,
So
that
can
sounds
you
great.
make sure? Okay, good.
And Jordan, does it strike you like when you look at like for the exhibit hall is a good example. One thing that really kind of struck me was just how different life was not that long ago. Like we're not going back 1,000 years here. Like 100 years ago, things were very, very different from the one-room schoolhouse to the way that we dressed and all of that. How, did that strike you when you first started working there? Sort of that contrast between what we have today and sort of modern life, and just how vastly different things were back 100, 120 years ago.
Absolutely, yeah. So our schoolhouse was built in 1903, and that was Claresholm's first schoolhouse. So when we have students come in on little like field trips and tours at the end of the summer, like I get to show them, like they get to sit in the desks and I explain to them all about the schoolhouse. And then I tell them like, this was only 120 years ago. Like this is something that, you know, your grandparents, your great grandparents could have been doing. So it's not that far away really.
Yeah.
And I'll show them old pictures of Claresholm from the early 1900s. And they're like, wow, like this got to be like when the dinosaurs were here. I'm like, well,
Yeah,
actually
right.
100 years ago.
Right? That's wild. And it's funny how much has changed, and I think especially for kids, anyone born in this millennium, it's sort of thinking of the previous generation, which Dave and I are a part of. Like we were born and did school before the internet was invented.
Yeah.
And like kids, like my kids think that's hysterical because like you're basically the oldest thing ever. Like it's amazing you're even still alive. And I'm like, but that was not that big a gap. Like if you go back 25 years, 30 years, that's not that long ago. But the amount of change we've seen. And so for kids born in a time where they only knew this and the internet and all of the things we have, it seems like everything seems like it was a million years ago. When you go, well, it was before the internet. It's
Always falling back into the Bermuda Triangle again. While he's stuttering, I'll just point out Dave Murphy came on. Yeah, you're stuttering again there, Alex. So, Dave Murphy came on and said, "Guys, I'm on my way to the barbecue, and I will deliver one to Jordan." So, so you may get that wish might come true that you had wished for earlier. So very nice of Dave Murphy to do that for you. I don't know if Dave Murphy's going to travel here though to get me any food, but probably not. I'm probably out of luck. Hey, and the other thing I wanted to talk about is your dentist. So, is your dentist in Claresholm?
My dentist?
Yeah, your dentist. Yeah, you've got one of the nicest smiles and nicest teeth I've ever seen on our show. Like it just, and I thought I would put this up there. You could try to. There you go.
Perfect, thank you.
But you know what? It doesn't do it any justice. Your natural smile is so much better than that. So, now let's quickly just compare to the teeth here. These teeth. And then compare to those teeth. See?
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
We've got celebrity teeth on our show today.
We do.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So Jordan, keep that up. Whoever your dentist is, I want to have him or her on the show.
He's in Calgary, actually.
He's in
I drove a long way
Calgary?
for this.
What?
Yeah.
You did. Wow. That's hard work to get that kind of smile in those teeth.
Also just genetics. So shout out to my mom and dad.
Hey,
Nice.
Mom and Dad, good job. Good job on the teeth there. Nice.
And that is exactly why people in pictures from the 1900s didn't smile a whole lot, because we didn't have this yet. People
right.
were not, their
That's
teeth were
right.
all kind of sort of falling out. Have you, when you look back at I know I dropped out there for a second. Do you ever kind of imagine like, how would you have done back in those days? Like if you took you and went back 100 years or 120 years, how do you think you would have fared in like the one-room schoolhouse, the no heat, the shovel and
Not
coal?
well.
No. Do you ever think about that? I do think about that. I go,
and
how would I have
actually,
survived 100 years ago?
Yeah. And our schoolhouse, our cabin, we have like a little 1930s recreation farmhouse in the exhibit hall. None of that had electricity. So everything in there is candle powered. So
Wow.
I couldn't survive without electricity.
Candle
No way.
powered, hey?
Yeah,
Candle
yeah.
powered. Is that an official term? Candle powered?
It's
Not
well,
really.
It is
Don't
now.
it's
quote
well
me on
below
that.
horsepower.
It is
Like,
now.
just like oil
It is
lamps
now.
for lighting and stuff like that.
It is now. It's an official term. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Well, that's amazing. That's amazing. So just a reminder, let's get back to the Father's Day classic car show that's happening on Sunday. And then the pancake breakfast that's happening, and then the social center, beef on a bun. So registration starting at 9:00 in the morning. That's amazing. Is there anything we didn't cover, Jordan?
I think
Or do you
that's
think we
about
did
it.
a pretty good job?
Yep, but we'll be at all the other events throughout the summer too. We'll be in the park for Canada Day, and we'll be having events here for Fair Days as well. So
Okay.
Nice.
all summer long, we're open
Okay.
every day 9 to 5. Come on out. We'd love to have you
Amazing.
guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very cool.
Okay, awesome. Okay, Jordan, I'm going to let you go here, unless, of course, you want to hear Alec sing karaoke, because you could stick around for that.
I'll save my ears, but thank you.
Okay,
Nice.
okay.
Aw,
Probably a good choice.
so nice. So nice of you to say that. So good.
Okay.
No, it's
Thanks
true.
for having me, guys.
I will not be singing. Kate, Jordan, we super appreciate coming on, and yeah, you'll see
He's
us
saying
at those
he's saying
events
goodbye
you
is what he's
mentioned,
saying.
Yeah.
We'll talk to you later.
Well, good luck in the Bermuda
See what's
Triangle.
Well, yes, wish me luck here. Okay, talk to you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
You kind of fell into the Bermuda Triangle again there, so.
Yeah, this is all still running off my phone. So
Is it? Yeah. Well, as soon as he comes back here, we'll find out what happened to his internet, because why he's tethered to his phone, I'm not sure.
Going well.
Of course, Garth and I have much better internet, so you could see that. It's pretty obvious. I got Garth here joining us right now. Alec, are you back? No, he's not. Garth, it might just be you and me for this interview, because Alec apparently is having problems with his internet. So, and we can just pop him out. And oh, there he is. Oh, wait a second. Are you back, Alec? Are you there?
No, I'm gonna restart. Hold on. You guys carry on. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'm gonna restart.
Okay, we'll carry on. Okay, so after that discussion there about the Father's Day Classic Car Show, which is still scrolling along the bottom there, we'll just mention that one more time, 16th of June. So this Sunday, 10 to 2, Exhibit Hall grounds. Garth, we're bringing Garth in here from, as you can see from Garth's title there, The Range. And so Garth was set up on the show here by a new person who's actually, I don't know, we'll call him like the show booker, I guess we'll call him. So he reaches out to people who are interesting, that are going to be doing stuff in the Claresholm area. And Garth is one of those people. And Garth is going to educate me, along with everybody else who's watching this, whether they're watching it live or they're going to watch it in the future here. Garth, you're going to educate us on what exactly you're doing in Claresholm and what the range is. Now, you've got a website for the range. I want to put that in here before we start so that we can actually see it. So what is the website for that?
The gravelexperience.com.
The gravelexperience.com. Okay.
.com, yeah. It's got some really good videos on there too. So yeah, you'll check it out.
So if I bring that up there, can you confirm that that's correct?
That is correct. Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. Perfect. So I do know how to spell that. Okay, that's awesome. So Garth, tell us a little bit first about this organization and your role in the organization and who you are. I know you said that the organization, you're based in Calgary. Is that right?
Yeah. So the organization, well, you're looking at the organization. The organization is just me. So
okay. You are the organization.
I am the organization. So
okay.
Yeah. So the range is a gravel cycling event. So it's basically a cycling race or a cycling event. It kind of starts in Claresholm and goes out into the ranch lands there. We go across Burke Creek Ranch, which is a private ranch out there.
Okay.
And we make our way back up into the Porcupine Hills. We come down this road that's right behind me. That's East Sharples Road. Go back into the ranch, and then we head back kind of through Claresholm. It basically tries to hit, the real rural roads out there, the ones that are along the coulees. We try and stay off 520 as much as we can. We only use it when we have to. And yeah, we start and finish in the Claresholm Centennial Park next to the campground. And it's on July 20th. And this is its 4th year. I've organized it for 5 years. First year got canceled with COVID.
Okay.
For me, it really feels like 5 years, but for people who have participated, it's really their 4th year.
So this is the gravel experience. I'm just going to jot all this down too while we're talking. So it looks like Alec is back. Can you hear us okay? Can we hear you okay, Alec?
Yeah, the Bermuda Triangle was windy, so
okay.
it was windy.
So we were just talking about the gravel experience
Yeah.
and a bike ride that happens throughout the Claresholm area.
Mhm.
And so I was talking to Garth and I said, tell me more about your role in the organization. He said, I am the organization. That's it. It's me. I'm the organization. So it's pretty funny. So this gravel experience is supposed to be happening on July 20th. What day is that? What day is July 20th?
Saturday.
That's a Saturday? Okay. I will put that in there as well. Now, I was taking a look on the website, and I think I saw
there's a lot of community stuff, so we'll get to that eventually. That the community is totally welcome to come out and check out the beer gardens, who's run by Lisa Dirch, who you guys know, I think, Skate Park Association, and then we have a local caterer too as well. So yeah, we want people to come out and check out these really, really tired riders that come in about 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay, so the question I have is. I saw on the website, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but this event is sold out at this moment in time as far as riders are concerned. Is that right?
Correct. Yeah, it sells out really quick. So there's a lot of events out there to choose from for sure, and but it's really popular, and so it sold out in 5 days when I opened it on March 1st.
Holy man!
So I do limit it to 300 riders, which is big. 300 riders is not a small number in my mind. But we do that just to make sure the logistics are all manageable with that many riders out there, and make sure that we can get everyone around safe and have enough water out on the course at the aid stations and everything. And also we limit the number of riders to manage my stress level, and so I don't have to worry about any more than 300.
That's a lot. That's still a lot. That's a lot. Now, what not a lot of people know is Garth actually built all the roads by hand as well that you're going to be biking on. So
all the bike paths.
All the bike paths. Now, I don't know if you guys talked about this. Is it a race or is it just get through it?
Yeah, depends on the person. I mean, there is people that will race it. Though there's some pros in there. There's some or semi-pros, I guess I would kind of call them. They are in there to race. They will fly around the course at an incredible speed. And for them, it's kind of like a day in the office. But for a lot of people too, it's the hardest day out for the year, and finishing is a huge accomplishment. This isn't an easy course. You're going to be out there. For some people, they're going to be out there 7 or even 8 hours. 8 hours is the time limit, and making it under that time limit is a big accomplishment. And we have an award for that too. We call it the Perseverance Award. So we want to recognize everyone too, not just the front end of the this. But it's definitely a big challenge, and if you take it on, you should be well trained and have your nutrition plan set up, and we'll try and get you around with the aid stations as much as possible. But last year it was 34 degrees, and it certainly was anything but easy. Yeah.
Wow. How long is it? Again, I apologize if we talked about that already.
No, we didn't. 100. So there's 3 distances, and they're all subsets of basically the main course. The main course is called the range, and that's the one that's most popular. Most people are in that one. It's 122 kilometers.
Wow.
122 kilometers.
Yeah. And so I can't bring the van then. I can't drive this in my minivan and then just take the bike out at the end and say look at me. You have to actually ride your bike.
You actually have to ride it. Yeah, you have to ride it. You got to start in Claresholm, finish in Claresholm. You can't just jump in a van and ride and take a trip across it. But yeah, it starts at 9 a.m. We want everyone or everyone off the course at 5 p.m. So we have sweepers out there to help us do that. There's always, to be honest, even as hard as it sounds, and it is hard, a lot of people just struggle to get through. I mean, so we don't have a lot of DNFs or do not finishes. Of course, there is always a couple. Yeah, for sure.
Wow. That's the same distance as here to the middle of Lethbridge if you were to ride your bike in a day, or to Calgary.
And it's all on gravel roads, as you guys know, with a lot of hills in between. So it's not like Highway 2, just cruising down Highway 2. So yeah.
No kidding. Wow. That's incredible. And to sell that out in 5 days that's big. Now, are you riding the course as well? I wanted to ask that.
I've ridden it, but no, I don't ride it on the day of the race because I just organize it and there's enough stuff to work on.
Right.
And, check in with all the marshals and make sure we're all set up. And yeah, there's a lot going on for me that day, but, we've got great support and we've got a lot of return volunteers that help out every year. And so it's not just me. I mean, I did say I'm in the organization, but there's a lot of people that volunteer, and there's a lot of people that are participating in the race, and a lot of sponsors and partners that we've had year over year, including town of Claresholm, who really helps us out with the Centennial Park and helps us out with tables and chairs and no parking signs and cones and those sort of things. So they deserve a big shout out. Willow Creek MD has been awesome to work with. They're so accommodating.
Mhm.
I'm really happy to I present to those councils both this year. And touch base with them again. And then Burke Creek Ranch too is really accommodating. They open the gates for the riders and allow the riders to kind of go through their private property, which is, kind of the most spectacular part of the whole course in a lot of ways. And also it's very exclusive because, it's only once a year you get to go through there, which is part of the reason why it sells out. Like there's not many courses or races out there that you can't just go out and ride on a weekend if you have the time. But this is definitely one of them.
Right. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that makes sense.
So on the day that you kind of came up with this idea, like where this actually was spawned from, was that you're sitting on your couch, you're watching Love is Blind, Sweden, and you're like somebody says something in there when they're fighting about, I don't like bike riding. Well, I bike ride all the place. And then you're like, oh my, that's a great idea. How did that, give us a kind of a visual of how that all came about? How did that day, what was happening on that day where you went, bang, I got to start doing this?
Yeah, sure. I can give you a little bit of a story around that for sure. So I'm not a race organizer as my livelihood, essentially. So I do this basically as a hobby. So we were actually camping, and the most races, let me describe how most events work in a general sense is that.
Do you want me to take the website off your face, or do you want to move to the side a little bit?
You can take it off my face if you
Okay,
want.
I'll take it off your face. There you go. Okay.
But yeah, essentially how a lot of times when you sign up for a race, you like I said, you can just sign up, you go and do the course, you go home, right? And that's kind of the end of the thing. And gravel riding has certain a certain culture community aspect of it. There's other racing probably that does too, like cyclocross and whatnot. But people get together, before the race. There might be some camping involved. There is at this race too as well. A lot of people camp at the campground on Friday night. It's a very good vibe. It's a very chilled out vibe. And then after the race, there might be some sort of semblance of barbecue or whatnot. So there's a little bit more of a feel, like you're getting something a little bit more of an event rather than just, okay, I'm going to show up and ride my bike and leave. So that aspect of it, but I didn't really see a lot of races at the time when I started thinking about this in 2019. And so I wasn't really too satisfied with really what was out there. Now there is a lot more of them now. They've popped up a lot. And, but I was kind of camping down in Chain Lakes, basically, with my family. And I had my bike with me, and I went out on some of the roads and thought, wow, this is really spectacular scenery out here. I wonder if we can put a course together. And then I just started to recon and come up with a course that I thought was worthwhile. And I got in touch with Burke Creek Ranch and asked, if I could ride through their ranch because I noticed a road on satellite. And they said, yeah, go for it. And kind of talked to them about having an event, and because it is a very important element of it. And, so after kind of kicking that off, kind of got it off the ground and got all the stakeholders that I thought I, needed to get the approval of it, and they were supportive of it, then kind of started from there. But, really it was, I think, riding out in around Chain Lakes area or east of Chain Lakes, back towards Stavely, that I kind of thought, oh yeah, this is a really, really good area. And this type of riding is fairly new because a lot of people didn't ride type of road bikes like this on gravel in the past. So I just thought it was ideal, and I think honestly I wanted to create the best course I possibly could, and I think that is a big reason why it's so popular, right? So
the course doesn't move then. Every year you use the same course then.
I've actually tweaked it a little bit almost every year to try and make it a little better, but the backbone of it stays the same. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I wasn't sure if one year you're out in Banff area and another year you're like north of Calgary or whatever. Maybe go out to Drumheller or something and do it, but primarily you stay around the same area then.
Yeah, we stay in this area. I mean, I might take out a little road here and put in another road there, and just tweak it a little bit just to kind of freshen it up and try and just improve, on the past year. Yeah.
Cool.
That's cool. Maybe one year there could be jumps. That'd be fun. Don't tell anybody.
Whoops. You get to cross creeks. So
okay.
Get to cross creeks.
Yeah, you get to ride through creeks, and there's
Well,
steep.
that's not a
there's
jump
steep-
over a creek. Where's the
There's-
jump over a creek?
There's steep hills, and there might be cows.
Steep hills.
as well.
Alec
Yeah,
Alec is taking on the role of David today,
Asking the silly questions.
asking
Why-
the silly questions. Yeah,
Yeah, are you guys interested? Do you want to sign up? Do you want to? I can.
it's
I
you know what? I
can-
heard it's sold out, so we might
Yeah,
have to
I mean, I
just do
tried.
it.
I was trying to register when I
I
was.
was
gone.
trying to register
It's
too,
tough.
and it just you can't get
And
in. There's
I
just too
know.
many.
And I
And I
find
know
that
I know the organizer. He just wants to keep it to like 300 riders, or else
Too
if
bad.
he adds
Cancellation.
us too, the whole thing's just going to end up in chaos.
and Dave and I both ride with baskets on the front. And,
That's right.
and that's where
And
the snacks
bells.
are.
That
Yeah.
doesn't matter. You can ride however you want to ride. We have no limitation.
And I have a siren on the back of my bike,
Sure.
big
Yeah.
siren. So
And I'm in like the child seat on the back. So
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
it's a real sight to behold.
Actually, how can I get you guys to ride tandem in this thing?
Can you? Oh, like one of those like dual bikes with the back.
Yeah.
That's
Alec, I want you to I want you to take over for a second. I know you're quite capable. I got somebody who's hovering here for a second.
yeah.
So
I will take
Give me
over.
a second. You take over.
So this all feels like. Oh, hold on. How do we get back to where we
I'm still
were?
here.
So
Still here.
oh, you're still there. Oh, Dave's. Sorry, it's okay. Dave, we'll just pop you out. How about that? There we go. So Dave and I riding tandem feels a lot like Fozzie Bear and Kermit on a bike. You know what I mean?
Great. Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Nothing. I just think after about 4 kilometers, someone would have to come pick us up because I have a feeling that it might not. That's about as far as we could get. So one serious question though, if you're interested in an event like this, as far as like, is it anyone with a bike, or are there actually bikes that are sort of designed for this kind of terrain? Like obviously a mountain bike comes to mind, but specifically for gravel riding, like if you went into like a cycle shop and said, I really want to get into this, I registered for this event, I need to go get a bike. Are there actual bikes designed for this kind of riding?
Yeah, totally there is, and the bike shops will love to show you all the different models that they offer you now.
Yeah.
So basically, it looks like a road bike, and essentially the only difference with it is that it has a wider forks, so you can fit wider tires on it.
Okay.
So instead of riding a road bike with 25 millimeter tires, you're going to ride like a gravel bike. It's going to look like a road bike. It's going to be a little bit more relaxed geometry, so maybe a little bit more comfortable, and they'll have 40 millimeter tires or maybe even 45 millimeter tires. So
Okay.
that'll help you stay above the gravel and not just and keep your stability and keep going. But you're basically going to be, for a course like this, that's kind of what you want to be on. We've had some people try and tackle it with a mountain bike. It can be done. Anything can be done, really.
Yep.
But you're going to make your day a lot harder for sure. Yeah.
Okay. So darn, I have my mountain bike all ready to go. What's the what would be like a ridiculous time to finish this course? Like we're talking like top tier.
Top tier guys. Yeah. They will, the top male will finish in just over 4 hours. So they'll
I was
be averaging
gonna say 4.
a little
That's
over
insane.
30K an hour.
Wow.
So it's really, really fast. I would say the top female last year did it in almost 28 kilometers per hour.
Holy
Local
smokes.
rider, provincial champion, really strong rider.
Yeah.
I would say most people, like the vast majority, are going to be between 5 and 6 hours. You're going to see most people kind of coming through.
Okay.
Yeah.
And wow. And so there's stations along the way if you need to stop or take a break or whatever. Get some
Yeah. Like on the website, there's the routes. There's 3 different routes. There's a 122, an 85, and a 60. And actually, this year we just added the 60, and you can ride an e-bike in the 60 if you want to, but you can't ride an e-bike in the 122 or the 85.
Right.
And then there's, if you go on the 122, there's 3 aid stations. If you go on the 85, there's 2 aid stations, and if you go on the 60, there's 1 aid station.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So you get about an aid station about every 60K.
This is Dave and I in our early days of training. I believe he found some footage of him and I.
Well, we don't have anything this crazy. This is what we don't want to have happen on the race, right?
Right. People flying off cliffs and things. So
we don't want any of that on the race. We want everyone to be safe. Yeah, for sure.
If you're looking for a gravel bike, is it advisable if you're sort of getting into it to maybe look on the used market first? Because I would imagine you can spend a fair amount of money on a new one. Is that an advisable thing? Maybe get new tires for it or that sort of thing, or is it better to just?
Yeah, I
Go.
mean you can definitely do that. I mean, there's lots of choice out there. You have your aluminum, standard bikes probably with a 1500 to 2000 like price point, and then yeah, you're right, you can go as high as you want, pretty much. But it is definitely right now like bikes. I mean, I'm not in the bike industry. I don't sell bikes. I don't do other than ride my bike. I don't and ride to work on my bike. In this event, I don't really do anything else with bikes. So I don't have a skin in the game to sell bikes, but
Right.
I can definitely tell you it's a seller's market, or it's a buyer's market for sure,
Yeah.
because there's just stores have lots of stock. There's a lot of people who bought bikes during COVID that are out there on marketplace, so you got a lot to choose from for sure.
Okay, I was gonna say this is a great time to roll out garthspedalbikes.com.
No, that's not going to happen.
Not gonna happen.
I just wanted to clarify there. My mic was off when I brought that video up. I just wanted to clarify. These are the things you don't want to do when you're on the the trail there, right?
That's not associated with the race at all.
It's not associated with the race.
Let's be clear.
It's only associated with my silliness. That's all it's associated with. So
there is some great drone footage on the website that'll kind of give you a feel of the landscapes and of the riders and that sort of thing out there too in the vibe.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And the community sounds really strong, which is important. And,
for sure. I don't think you should really have events where half the people don't want the event there. That doesn't really work out that well. Like if a big organization is trying to do an event and the landowners around or the community doesn't really want it because it doesn't do anything for them, then it's not really a fit. So we want all the stakeholders, we want everyone around it to benefit. And what's really nice is that, we've got a lot of local support. Like I could think of Chev Davis Claresholm. Claresholm, huge supporter with John Corlett there. He does the ride. He provides us with the barbecue. He provides us with shade tents. He provides us with sweeper trucks. I hire Prairie Stone Catering for the barbecue afterwards. We use beef from the ranch, from Burke Creek Ranch, who has a grass-fed line of beef that we use. We talked about the beer garden. The beer garden's open to public. Come there. Proceeds go support basically the Skate Park Association, run by Lisa Dirch. And I mean just local services you use, like porta potties, Fergs, and people just in community. Anything I can use local, we use, right, for sure.
So when you're riding through Burke Creek, can you just point at a cow and be like, "That's the one I want to see at the end of the line on a bun"? Maybe next year. Maybe not this year. Maybe next year.
Well, Don't tell me. I'm not the.
Or maybe we do that never. Maybe that's a terrible idea. But
it's
how nice is it though?
Also not associated with his race.
No, not associated. Yeah, we're getting off track. No pun intended. But I like that there's a 60 kilometer, an 85, and a 122. I mean, 60 feels manageable. Like if you did have like a mountain bike and you're like, I don't have a gravel bike, but I just want to get out and get after it for a few hours. Probably doable on a mountain bike at that
Absolutely.
distance.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, totally. You can take your time, enjoy the scenery. You can definitely get around there on 60K for sure. You just have a nicer, bigger day out. Yeah.
Yeah, Dave, maybe you and I do the tandem bike with the baskets, the 60K.
We can do that.
I'll do the first 30K.
Yeah. Okay.
And you can take the next 30.
Sure. That sounds good.
Give your legs a break.
Yeah.
The big difference is on the 122 is the hills. Like there's a lot more steep hills. That extra 40K packs in all the elevation. So the general rule is the 85K or the 80K is 3/4 the distance, but only 1/4 the effort is kind of the general saying.
Oh.
So it's a big step to go from the 85 to the 122, even though if on paper on the stats, it doesn't really seem like it.
That's really interesting. Okay. Has there, so it's clear, is it clear? Like if you show up at the 60 and then you take a wrong turn and you're like, I don't know why this is so hard. Is there someone there to be like, you're going you're on the 60. Is it all in the same time or is it spread out so that you don't get people accidentally going on the 122?
Well, all the corners have a sign and they also have a marshal, so you shouldn't get offline. But I mean, I generally tell people like review the course. If you have a GPX or if you have a bike computer, we give you the GPX file. You can load it up and it'll navigate and tell you exactly where to go, just like you do in your car. So you really shouldn't get lost. So I kind of there's got to be some some responsibility to keep yourself on course, but
Right.
but
Yeah.
we'll do our best. But like, I mean, sometimes an odd person might go down like a ranch road or something like that, like to a ranch, and
Oh.
they're like, hey, how come you didn't tell me that I'm not supposed to go down the ranch? I'm like, well, what happened? It's like, yeah, we ran into the ranch and you turned around. It's like, okay, well, that's what happens.
Yeah,
And
that's part of the ride.
That's right.
so yeah, I think in general we don't have too many people going off course, but yeah, and it's, even though it's spread over a long distance, it's kind of fairly compact. Like every distance is a subset of the big course.
Right.
So like fast riders will eventually catch up to slower riders that are on the shorter distances and pass them, and you can just follow them in and stuff like that. It shouldn't be a big deal.
Gotcha. And my last question for you is, if you go back to sort of 2018, 2019, when this was starting.
2019, yeah.
2019
was the idea. 2020 was when I was supposed to have the first year.
Okay.
And then of course COVID happened in March, and I was planned up, had registration open, had the website launched, had the kind of the marketing, the social media channels up. We're on the Gravel Experience is also on Instagram. It's also on Facebook too as well.
Okay.
So you can definitely follow and check those out. Just under Gravel Experience, that's it for Instagram.
Nice.
And there's good pictures of the t-shirts, the belt buckles we give away for trophies, the poster that everyone gets, and of course a lot of landscape pictures and a lot of cycling pictures of the route. But yeah, 2020 was kind of the first year, and it really was too bad, because you do a lot of work to get something off the ground, and of course, like a lot of people found out, it's no fun to cancel it and then sit in the shadow realm of whether or not you can do it or not, right?
Right.
For that whole period.
Did you imagine it would be this? Is this kind of what you pictured? Is this bigger than what you pictured back in those days?
That's a good question. I mean, I think, I kind of maybe had some ideal, or maybe, first of all, let's just put it out there that I was really naive to do this in the start, right? So like, I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
So I kind of thought, I'm going to do this race. And I mean, the first year that we actually did it in 2021, I mean, it was basically me and my parents and their friends that were the volunteers that did it. And it was still almost pseudo-COVID time. So I didn't really know what I was getting into. But I think, the general mantra has been just to make it better and to keep improving, and to make sure all the stakeholders are engaged. And first and foremost, all the riders have a great experience. We want to, I'm always open to ideas. If someone comes and says, hey, I want to be part of it, my first and foremost thought is, okay, how does this improve the rider's experience? And ensure
I think we already supplied the idea of ramps over creeks.
Yeah,
so
that doesn't improve the safety. That improves safety.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Okay, we'll have to think about that one a little more then.
We'll stay on it.
Yeah.
But I love it. I just think I heard about it a couple of years ago, and I know what you're talking about. The website is amazing, and just to see the shots and to see, like, I didn't know until just now. I thought this event had been going for like 20 years, just based on how it looks and the reputation of it. And so it's really neat that it's really been 4 years, which is incredible. So congratulations.
Yeah,
that's a compliment, Garth. That's a compliment.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks. And it's really cool. The coolest thing is I got to meet a lot of bike people, and I got to meet a lot of people great in your guys' communities, and now I get to meet you guys and be on this award-winning media.
Yeah.
Oh, this is award-winning.
Well, and that's kind of what I was getting at when I said, did you ever imagine it would be this big? I meant,
yeah, I never imagined I
here.
would be on Connecting Claresholm.
Connecting Claresholm, yeah.
Yeah, like how did that happen?
Only the best get invited to this show.
I don't know how you're going to top this.
And, well, you know how we can make this even better is we can show a picture of Jordan at the museum getting her hot dog.
Well, how do I get a smoky?
Yeah. I'm asking the same thing, because I'm in Nanton. I want him to deliver. You're in Calgary, so and I want him to do it for free. So there we go. Jordan gets her. Yeah. So Dave delivered that to her, so that was very nice of him.
Very nice.
Now you said that there's going to be a beer gardens or something like that. Is there also you said food at your event as well?
Yeah, we have a beer gardens, and we have a barbecue too as well. So all the riders with their entry get a barbecue, and we are going to be selling to Prairie Stone is going to be selling to the community this year too as well. And the beer garden's open to community, so you can come down and check that out. And you're going to see us present the awards. And like I say, you're going to see some people pretty ecstatic to be finished the ride, and being getting all the dust off themselves in the splash park, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
And the other thing that is not part of your event is a lot of drinking and then getting back on your bike after a
No,
lot of
that's not
drinking.
part of
That is not part of
it.
your event either. That was part of my event that didn't go very well. So yeah.
No.
Well, that's awesome, Garth. I really appreciate you coming on the show and sharing all this information about it. We'll put the website back up there. I don't want to cover your face, so we'll just keep it like this because then it just pushes you up a little bit.
There we go.
So there we go. There's the website there, gravelexperience.com, thegravelexperience.com. Unfortunately, this year it is sold out as far as riders, but anybody can come and join in the festivities of the beer garden, I believe. Is that right, Garth?
That's right.
Okay, perfect. So if you still want to be a part of it, you can get down there and enjoy having the riders come in, congratulate them when they get to the finish line. And just have
I want to
good day.
I want to hear ideas and motivations from your community on how to get you two guys in on a tandem doing the 60K bike. So if you're out there, reach out to me and we'll see if we can make that happen.
Yeah, next year. So what you're going to be Googling is tandem gravel bikes. I don't know if there is such a thing.
There is. There's tandem gravel e-bikes, you guys.
I'm okay with an e-bike.
Yeah, we could probably do that.
We could do an e-bike. Yeah. Okay, let's do that.
We could do the show. We could do the show live from the road.
That's right. Let's do the show live from the road.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
No, that sounds like
location, right?
Yeah.
That sounds like
great.
a great idea there, Garth. Great idea. Thanks a lot. No, we appreciate you being on here.
Appreciate
have
it.
a great day, everybody. Okay. And have a good
Thanks,
event.
Yeah.
Talk to you later. Bye.
I'll see you later. Awesome. What a neat guy.
Yeah.
What a cool event. Wow. We did a lot today. We solved some Bermuda Triangle issues. We got a hot dog delivered to Jordan over at the museum. We talked to Megan over at UFA. They're having a big event. It's Farmers Day. They're celebrating that. And then we got to talk to Garth about the gravel experience.
Mm-hmm. And you managed to get through the show without me singing karaoke. So you pushed that off. So good job there, buddy. I'm not sure what the heck is happening right now. Okay, if he's frozen again and back into the Bermuda Triangle, I'm gonna say thanks for everybody who joined us today, and I'll also say thanks to our sponsors who help us out on the show as well, which is of course our Claresholm Pharmacy, the Dollar Store, and more. So Dollar Store with more, and then also the Janet's Fashions Women's Fashion Boutique. So we are going to take off here because, well, Alec is just having problems with his internet right now. So Alec, good job today. And we'll see everybody next week on Connecting Claresholm. Have a good one, everybody.